It's time for week one college football picks. I'm very excited. The games start tonight. Florida, Utah is going to be a banger of a game, hopefully. And we got college football Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Saturday. I'm so excited. But I picked the 26 most notable games, in my opinion. And we will be doing this every week. And I will also be making picks on my podcast. My buddy Jackson, that I'm doing my podcast with, who helps produce it, he will be making his picks too. We're going to see who does better throughout the year. These are my picks. A lot of kind of boring games because it's week one and a lot of teams just pick an FCS team to play. But there are still some good matchups and some upset alerts. And let's go through the picks. First game is this Thursday, today, NC State at UConn. I think could be an interesting game because UConn is at home for this one, and they made a bowl game last year, but all in all, I think NC State's better. I think NC State wins. Florida, Utah, tonight. Florida's getting revenge, or Utah's getting revenge. I feel like it's a home game. They're gonna be rocking, man. That stadium's gonna be loud, very loud. Graham Mertz, I'm sorry. I know I have. He doesn't have it. I think Utah wins. Minnesota, Nebraska. Matt Rule's first game coaching the Huskers. I think he's gonna have a rough start to his tenure. I think he can eventually turn it around. Year one, game one, I'm taking Minnesota. Louisville at Georgia Tech. Jeff Brom era underway in Louisville. I think they get a win over the lowly, probably not bowl-bound Yellow Jackets. Virginia, Tennessee. These are now the Sunday games. I think Louisville and Georgia Tech is Friday. These are now the Sunday games, or Saturday games. Virginia, Tennessee. You know where I stand on Tennessee if you saw the Tennessee video. You know where I stand on Tennessee if you saw the Tennessee video. So, I think it's glitching a little bit. Give me the balls. Colorado, TCU. Coach Prime's first game. I don't know how it's gonna go. Could be. I don't know. I think they're a very boomer bust team. They're either winning 2 games or 9. I'm leaning more towards 4 in the win column for Colorado. TCU, defending national championship participants. They still have a squad. They're still ranked. They're still at home in this matchup. I think they win. Eastern Carolina, Michigan. That's easy. Give me Michigan. Boise State, Washington. I'm going to take Washington close. Very close. Boise State always comes to play. They always have a good team. Washington wins it because they're at home. Close. This is a team that lost to Montana at home not too long ago. Fresno State, Purdue. We're pulling the trigger on the first upset of the week. I am taking the dogs of Fresno State. Purdue, for playing a group of 5 team week 1 at home, favored by 3.5. They lost their quarterback and their coach this past year. It's not just because I go to IU and I'm biased against Purdue and I don't like them. I could smell it, man. I could smell an upset in that one. I don't know. I've seen Purdue lose to Nevada week 1. I really like Fresno's chances, if I'm being honest with you. I really like them. This is an upset I feel confident pulling the trigger on. I'm taking Fresno State. Georgia will absolutely beat the soul and will to live out of UT Martin. I don't even know why I put that game on the board. USC, Nevada. Nevada's probably on the same caliber as San Jose State, who kept it close with Utah for a while. Or not with Utah, with USC for a while, and then USC eventually kind of opened it up. I think it'll be similar here. I do want to see a little bit better of a performance from the defense for USC, because the defense was, it was okay against San Jose State, but I want a little more. A&M, New Mexico. This is an A&M team that lost to App State last year. I wouldn't put it past them, but I don't think New Mexico is anywhere near as good as App State, so I'm going to be taking A&M. West Virginia, Penn State, two teams that are pretty close to each other. They don't play often, or often. You don't pronounce the T in often, even though I always pronounce the T in often. I got Penn State. It's the Drew Aller show. That guy is a stud. I think Penn State wins this one big. UNC, USC. This USC is South Carolina. I think this is going to be a really good game. This is where our college game days going. Spencer Rattler versus Drake May. North Carolina versus South Carolina. It's a border rivalry at a neutral site in Charlotte. I think this is going to be a bloodbath back and forth. I think both these teams are really talented. North Carolina's ranked. USC probably should be ranked. All in all, I think USC's the better team. They ended last year with some crazy momentum, beating Clemson and Tennessee. They showed I think they're going to be a true contender this year. Give me the Gamecocks by 3. I think it's a very good game. Texas Tech at Wyoming. Just like the Washington-Boise State game, Texas Tech wins close. Very close. It's a road game for Texas Tech. Wyoming will show out. Easily their biggest game of the year. So they will show out, I think. I think they win. Tulane and South Alabama. Tulane big. They won the Cotton Bowl, beat USC last year. They got a lot of people coming back. They're the favorite, I would say, to return as that Group of 5 representative in the New Year's 6 playoffs. Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. Yeah, they will beat South Alabama. Old Dominion, Virginia Tech. Kind of a rivalry. These two teams play kind of often. See, I didn't pronounce the T in often that time. And Old Dominion's gotten the upper hand over Virginia Tech in a few games, especially like Old Dominion and Virginia Tech. They're pretty evenly matched, which is pretty sad for Virginia Tech. There have been multiple occasions Old Dominion's beat them at home, but this one's in Blacksburg. I think Virginia Tech wins. Coastal Carolina, UCLA. I really thought about pulling the trigger on this upset, but Coastal Carolina, first of all, they gotta go coast to coast. That's a far travel, and I don't know how they don't have they're not as good as when they were like ranked 14th in the country anymore. While USC lost Dorian Thompson-Robinson, I think they still win. But I was thinking about this upset for a little bit. Alabama, Middle Tennessee, that's easy. Alabama always thrashes their opponents week 1. They should win. Rice and Texas, same thing. Texas should beat them. Now, those two, week 2, Texas, Alabama. Oh boy, will that be a fun game. That'll be such a fun game. We'll look at that when we get closer to it. Washington State at Colorado State. I would say this is an upset alert just because Group of 5. Every time a Group of 5 team's at home against a Power 5, doesn't happen often, but whenever it happens, it's always like a big deal for that school. I feel like you can never count them out. Colorado State's awful. They won like 2 games last year. They suck. Washington State, easy. Rutgers, Northwestern. Northwestern might be a worse team than Colorado State. They had a bunch of people transfer out, bunch of hazing stuff, just bad things at Northwestern. So even though I don't think Rutgers will be that great, they have an easy Big Ten win this first week, especially at home. Oregon State at San Jose State. Now, Jackson actually picked the upset. He actually picked San Jose State. I think this is blinking red with upset alert for me. Because it's not because I think Oregon State's overrated or anything. I think Oregon State's a fine team, but they got to play on the road. This is a Sunday game. Anytime there's kind of a weird day shift, weird things happen. San Jose State gets it home. San Jose State's already played a game, and they didn't look that bad against USC, so they've already played a game. They've gotten some kinks out already. I think Oregon State will still end up winning just because they're more talented and they have a lot to prove this year. But this could be an upset alert. I'm not lying when I say that. And then Monday is another game that's really high on upset alert. Clemson at Duke. I think Clemson will win the ACC and go 11-1. they lose this game. This is the only game they lose all year. I personally think this is Clemson's toughest game. They do play Florida State later in the year, but they get that game at home. This is a Monday night matchup against a Duke team that went 9-4 last year and has almost everyone back. I like what I see out of Duke, man. I think they get it at home, and they're going to show out, I feel like. Clemson, I think, will be really good. And don't count out Clemson this year. But it's week 1, and crazy stuff can happen. This is a game Duke has been preparing for all year. All off season, they've probably been preparing for this game. And I think they go out and get it done. Give me Duke in an upset. So the upsets I took were Duke. Who else did I pick? Oh, I took Duke, Fresno State, and I think there was one more. No, I think those are the only two. All right, featured games. First featured game, Sunday. Top 10 matchup in Orlando, Florida at Camping World Stadium. The LSU Tigers and the Florida State Seminoles. Both these teams played last year in week 1 in New Orleans. And both teams were unranked to start the year. And of course, Florida State beat LSU on that blocked field goal. It was a crazy game. They blocked an extra point. LSU scored with time running out. And then Florida State blocked the extra point, which would have tied the game. As for this game, I think LSU gets revenge. And it's not necessarily that I think Florida State is a little overrated. I think they're still top 25 good. I think they're 8-4, 9-3 good. I haven't done my preview for them yet. I don't know what I'm going to actually put for them. I don't think they're the 8th best team in the country. And I have firm belief LSU's a top 5 caliber team. This is not me trying to rag on Florida State, which I feel like a lot of people are going to think that it is. I just think LSU's a lot better, and they have the revenge factor from last year. I just don't think they're going to come in this game and mess around. I think they're going to end up winning this game. I think this will be a close game for a while. Third quarter, I think LSU breaks it over. But this is going to be a really good game, I feel like. And lastly, your game of the week. First ever Big Ten football game, CBS 2:30 slot. Ohio State at your Indiana Hoosiers. Now, what chance in hell does IU have of winning this game? Well, there are a couple things you can hang your hat on if you're an IU fan or student like myself. One, the game is at home. That is a great start. 2, Ohio State new quarterback, and this will be his first ever game starting in hopefully true road game atmosphere. Kyle McCord. First game of the year, anything can happen. We've seen teams ranked in the top 5 completely crumble and finish 6-6. Off season, everyone's undefeated. That's what you got going for you if you're an IU fan. What you got going against you is that IU hadn't beaten Ohio State since 1987. And it's Ohio State, and they have the best receiver in the country, arguably, with Marvin Harrison Jr. And they still have TreVeyon Henderson, and they still have a crazy good front seven. And IU is starting a redshirt freshman, Taven Jackson, because, TJD, little brother. I will be at the game, and I think it's going to be a hell of a fight for about 2.5 quarters. At halftime, I think it's close. I think parts of the third quarter, it's close. And then I think Ohio State pulls away and eventually wins. I wish I could have confidence and take IU, but Dexter Williams, their quarterback that did really good from last year, is going to be out till at least week 5 with an ACL, MCL. His leg is fucked. But I think Ohio State wins. But hey, Taven Jack, maybe they don't have any tape on him. Maybe IU knows something we don't. But ultimately, 10 points is pretty generous. The spread is 30. But I'm really excited to go to that game. You will be getting a vlog. I will vlog the game Go to a tailgate party beforehand. I got some friends coming from out of town. I'm so excited. Imagine if IU wins. The city of Bloomington's going to burn down, and light poles will be torn down if IU beats Ohio State. But that's all for me. Hopefully you didn't disagree with the picks too much. And see you around. I want to get more previews out. I just did Texas. I'm about to film Oklahoma. I'll probably upload Oklahoma before this goes up. But yeah, love y'all. See you around.